Viewers from around the world, welcome on board. Happy Sunday to all of you, wherever you're joining me from around the world, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in Canada, whether you're here in the United States. Uh, Today is another beautiful day. God has provided the opportunity for all of us to live. The subject matter at hand is still self-inflicted wound that we still on daily basis continue to suffer as South Sudanese. Nothing much has changed and nothing will continue to change as long as we continue to believe that one man is the country or one man is the rules of the land. I think many of us who have lived within this regime have seen it all. There's nothing more important to be able to provide an understanding of that is not already in your ears, that is not already something that you can research of. The topic today is about Taban Dengai's statement. It kind of got my attention, not because this is the first time I've ever heard the complaints of vice presidents not being allowed to visit with the head of a state. Not the first time and not the last time. I've heard this many times when I was in Juba myself or when I was working with South Sudan government. Heard it many times. So the question here is not about whether what Taban Dengai said is a breaking news or not. It is just the essence of how J1 is structured, depending on who you want to believe telling you the story. What is trending today on social media is the word of Taban Dengai stating that for almost a year he has not been offered an opportunity to visit with the president, and yet he's a vice president of South Sudan. If you are new to South Sudan politics, it will shock you. You'd find like, how could that be? Well, we've seen the same statement echoed by His Excellency Dr. Wanigat when he was relieved of his job. He mentioned something similar to what Taban Dengai said, in the sense that there are few around the president who feel entitled to making sure even the vice presidents can be alienated and not given an opportunity to meet with the president. So that gives you a clear picture of who's actually running the country. And some of these situations are not done directly with the president's knowledge. Some of them are done completely. The president have no clue. Because number one, the people around the president hold president's cell phone. He cannot talk to anybody. He cannot talk to his friends. Everything that he does is controlled by his inner circle group. So you could see the word of Taban Dengai make a lot of sense, because anytime he called the office of the president, the phone get picked up by either the executive director, Denwal, or other group within the president's circle, or president handler, like president handlers, and all of the messages that are coming in get squashed into the abyss. And the president here is not getting the information he needs to operate. He's not getting the advice of all the vice president say that he can be able to articulate what is going on in the country. He's only fed with what he needs to know based on who's controlling the narrative. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are the sources of why the country is in deep chaos, because number one, the people who are supposed to provide the president the right direction on how to handle certain situations are being blocked by inner circle handlers, people like executive director in the office of the president, Mr. Denwal, Bona Bangdol, and other names that I've had a chance to meet when I was there in Juba. The word of Taban Dengai are nothing new to my understanding, unless if you have not been able to work with South Sudan government, you will know how South Sudan government operate. It operates on the basis of fear-mongering question that every person, including vice president, all the people around the president are suspicious, are all suspect. So they cannot just be allowed to see their president or have discussion with the president. You could see how the same situation was used against Uncle Malongawan when he was executive chief of staff to the president. All Malongawan did was nothing more than just to execute the oath of his job as a chief of his staff, that he will never hold arm against a civilian. South Sudan military were not trained to go back and kill their own civilian. They were trained to defend the country against the enemy and against the outsiders and against terrorists, but not within. But as Malongawan refused to execute the orders of the president because he was sent to go and quell down events in Bor, Jonglei state, when Murale and Dinka were fighting and Lonwer were fighting, and Malongawan was activated to go and use the military force to calm down the situation, and Malongawan refused flatly that I, as a chief of staff, my job is not to use the military of South Sudan against the civilian. That's the job of the law enforcement. So you could see the people around the president have tendency of keeping the president afraid of his own shadows, afraid of his own people. So basically the president is not getting enough information to make the right decision. All the decisions the president made are made out of fear, are made out of misinformation by his circle group, those of Bona Bangdol, Dengwal, and the relative of the president. And ladies and gentlemen, we still call this president our president. Yet this president has been hijacked by his own family members, and he kept fed with wrong information that every person who wants to come and visit with him is an enemy, is a suspect, including Taban Dengai, Mama Nyandengdit, Wanigat. All these people are presumed to be suspect. They have personal agenda toward the president. This is why when Taban Dengai complained on the basis that he has spent almost a year not meeting the president, and because anytime he prefers a meeting, he get blocked. By who? By the president handlers. So you could see, if you are new to South Sudan politics, you will now begin to understand all the decision made. Who make the decision in South Sudan? Who make the decisions? The decisions are made by those people who keep the president afraid of his own people. David, the topic here was about a similar situation Taban Dengai has made, was the same statement earlier when Wanigat was dismissed, also made, that there are elements within the president's circle who make it very hard for the vice presidents of South Sudan to have an opportunity to meet with the president. So what Taban Dengai echo over here, which is the basis of why I came live, is to remind people that South Sudan government the so-called South Sudan government, which is handled by a few mafia group. It's not a government. It's a government that is only being operated by family members and by misinformed agents who want to keep the president afraid of his own surrounding. And some of the decisions the president he make those decisions without knowledge of what is going on outside the government. When people like Taban Dengai, Mama Nyandeng, Wanigat would want to come and forbid directive to the president to help him understand what is going on in the country, say that he can make an informed decision, all of these suggestions are blocked by the handlers within the president's circle. This is what the basis of this conversation is all about. Now, moving forward from here, it is very unfortunate we found ourselves in this situation at this time in history. And it's not going to get any better time soon, because as long as the country is only seen in the lens of the king, and the country is still ruled under the decree of the king, then we, the South Sudanese, will find it very hard to forge a united alliance concept. Our unity is forever shattered. Our unity is forever broken. Our unity will never bind together as long as there are people around the president who see themselves more of South Sudanese in their mindset, and majority of us are the enemy of the state. There will never be a peaceful South Sudan. There will never be a united purpose South Sudan. So if people like Taban Dengai cannot be allowed to interact with the president and forbid the president the raw truth of what is going on in the country, then what would the public views be in terms of where do the public views here dwell in J1? So you could see, no matter what we say here, it really doesn't change anything in the mindsets of the president handlers, because inside J1, the handlers see themselves to be the architects of the president policy in terms of what decision to be made, who is to be intimidated, who is to be fired, who is to be hired. All of these are done behind the scenes without even the knowledge of the president. You probably might have seen recently on the firing of Bolomel, it was not even done with the knowledge of the president. It was done by few groups such as Achola Bell, Adud, and Gorgori. Very few individuals came up with some kind of wild conspiracy that Bolmel is about to overthrow the president, and as a result, they wrote the memo and got Bolmel fired and put under house arrest. A couple of days ago, the lawyer Bolmel went into Judge Makpanalwet to demand either Bolmel should be tried in the court if he has done anything wrong, or release. And then Makpanalwet could not forbid any definitive reason why Bolmel is under house arrest. The same goes to people who brought down about the arrest of Dr. Riek Machar. Is the same, political motivated, trying to keep the country divided, trying to keep fear as a way to suggest that if we ever release this guy called Riek Machar, the country is going to plunge into civil war. And somehow Riek Machar still echo the sentiment of 1991, 2013, 2016. So there's a lot of this element within J1 who want to keep the narrative that the only person who can forbid leadership in the country is the president, which I don't believe is true, because The SPLM days, it was on not one man show. It was not John Garang making decision. It was bunch of elite-minded people like Karbina Kwanyen Ball, people like William Yuan, and a lot of other high-level government officials were making decisions. Some decisions were made in the interest of keeping the unity of the SPLM together. But here now, all the decisions are solely made out of fear, out of alienating other people's decision, because if their decision is going to remove them from the position of their power, the president handlers, then it would be better just to keep things in chaos. For example, my friend Ezekiel Lul Garquat actually said it very clear that at whatever the cost, we must protect this presidency. This is our government. Because the oppositions, when they come, people like Bolaco, when they come to the government, they will bring their own ambassadors. They'll replace us. They will bring their ministers. They will bring all of that stuff. Now, in that essence of political statement, it shows you that they deliberately know that keeping the country in chaos benefit them tremendously, because it is an opportunity for them to loot however they choose, no accountability whatsoever. But if for some reason we bring a new fresh mind thought thinking, then somehow this fresh mind is a threat to their way of doing things. To them, the way things are right now in chaotic situation, this is beautiful. This is perfect. This is perfect South Sudan. Who die, who's stabbing, who's a refugees, who's what. As long as there are chaos, yeah, they can claim that they're trying to bring the order to the country, which is quite bizarre and funny at the same time. So as you have heard from Taban Dengai on a statement, Google it up, you will see what he had said about his experience with J1. Google it up too, you will see what Wanegat had said, reason why he was relieved from his duty. Google it up, you'll also see Mama Nyaneng suggesting that there are elements within J1 who keep beating the drum of 1991 as a way to maintain fear in the country. So I'm not saying anything that has not been said by the leaders. I'm just repeating it in a more conventional understanding, in a more layman language, a language that you and I can be able to articulate and understand. So the topic today is the element within J1 keeping us in fear of each other, willing to keep the country in chaos. And that's the topic. So now, how do we educate ourselves from this? We educate ourselves by knowing the truth. Once we know the truth, we will be able to make an informed decision as we navigate the future direction of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, my show has come to an end, and I salute each one of you. May God be with you, with your family, wherever you are on this beautiful Sunday around the world. And may we keep the spirit of our unity alive. And may we keep the liberation struggle in our memories, in our heart. As long as we shall ever live, we will not allow the memories of 2.5 million people that have sacrificed to this journey, creating this republic, go unquestioned. Thank you so much, and let us always keep engaged, and let us keep informing each other in a positive, in a more constructive argument. And we hope we'll find a common ground sooner or later. Thank you.